Week 2 of the Cincinnati Bengals OTA practices are officially underway. And with that being said, they have just concluded another day of practice. I believe this is day 4. Now in this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about what happened in today's practice. We usually break down day by day. So with that being said, make sure you guys join the family and stay tuned for the rest of the OTA breakdowns over the next few days as we lead up to mandatory minicamp. Now before we jump into today's video, I need you guys to do me a big favor and comment down below someone that you think could break out this season. That could be a rookie, a second-year player, a veteran, someone they just signed, whoever it may be. Comment down below who you think could have a big contribution this season for the Cincinnati Bengals. Jermaine Burton comes to mind when I think about one, but let me know who you guys think down below. And with that being said, let's dive into a couple of players who already are standing out over the first few days of camp, and already in day 4 of OTA stood out as well. Now, over the next few weeks, we're going to ramp up June 11th through 13th. That's going to be mandatory minicamp. Phase 3 is going to get active soon, and things are about to get a lot more interesting as time goes on. However, in today's OTAs, they're allowed to do non-contact 7-on-7, 9-on-7, and 11-on-11 drills. So that's basically what they've been doing for the majority of it. Now, the first player who has been looking really good so far here for the Cincinnati Bengals is a former first-round pick safety. You guys probably already know who I'm talking about. Dax Hill, man. Dax Hill has been a guy who is, trying to make a switch to cornerback, and it will be very interesting at the end of the day to see where he actually ends up, right? Will he be a safety that rotates in? Will he be a day one starting DB or a corner, for the Cincinnati Bengals going into next season? That's something that, we have to keep our eyes on going forward, but I definitely do expect to see him take a massive leap. And so far, they have loved what he's been doing, and I think he's competing for a starting job right now. If DJ Turner, can't get back to the level we started last year before hitting that rookie wall. But if DJ Turner can get back, turn that page and get back to where he was playing last season as a former second-round pick, maybe you could see Dax Hill becoming a starter over there. But outside of that, man, you still have Cam Taylor-Britt, you have Mike Hilton, DJ Turner, Dax Hill. So there's an upward battle for Jordan, or no pun intended, uphill battle for Jordan Battle to, figure out if he's going to be a starter or not. So a lot of work that needs to be done, but so far he is off to a really good start. Another guy who's been looking good is actually another safety here in Cincinnati. Von Bell. Von Bell brought him back a year after he departed for Carolina, and now he is back here competing with second-year player Jordan Battle for that strong safety position spot. And again, if he goes back to how he was playing with the Bengals back in 2022, it's going to be extremely difficult for Battle to earn one of those spots. Now, we'll see what happens again, but Von Bell has been, he's came back, he's fit right in, and it seems like he has never left. But again, we won't really know too much until, pads come on, there's some contact. That's when we'll get to know, who's really standing out and who can win a job. But at the same time, I do want to say the Bengals have so much depth, man. To have a guy like Dax Hill, be able to come in here and be a spot start safety or a spot start cornerback. I mean, the versatility of Dax Hill alone, I want to go back to him, man. It is unbelievable and, quite frankly, incredible. Just the versatility that he truly brings as a player. Now, there's 3 more guys that we really do need to break down here. Before we get into that, 2 really good offensive players, rookies that I think you're going to love to hear about. Before we get into that, do me a big favor, hit the like button just so we can get this video out to more Bengals fans around the world, but also subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free, it doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Bengals throughout the entirety of the offseason. Now, what that includes is the rest of OTAs, mandatory minicamp, training camp, preseason, regular season, and we're going to be breaking down film throughout the entirety of the season as well. So make sure you guys are here for that. Join the family. It's free. And with that being said, let's jump into a guy who I think you guys are going to be extremely excited about. Jermaine Burton. Now, again, we have to take this with a grain of salt just because he's running routes on air, and he looks really good, right? The in and out of the breaks, the footwork, the quickness, the athleticism. Jermaine Burton looks like he can come in here and be a day one starter, especially that, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins aren't at practice. I think it's going to open up a major window for Jermaine Burton to continue to progress and continue to get better. Also, Charlie Jones is another guy that made a couple of nice catches today in practice. I think there's one of them in the video here today. So that is very good. But when you talk about Jermaine Burton, man, this man looks good, especially on 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s. Dude is a very good, route runner, and he could potentially take this offense to another level here in 2024. Just another dynamic weapon who can play inside, can play outside, but is another deep threat for defenses to, consider. Right, gotta play 2 deep safeties, and maybe that'll open up a lot of, opportunity for a guy like Zach Moss and whoever the Chase Brown, whoever the running back is for this team going forward. So I'm definitely excited about Jermaine Burton and what he's done so far. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It's very early, and again, no pads. Definitely turn things down just a little bit, right? But another guy who I think is looking really, really good so far in camp, Marius Mims, man. Marius Mims is everything that you wanted and more. Now, the thing I love about this situation for Marius Mims is the fact that he doesn't have to come in here and be a day one starter, right? You have Trent Brown, and then you have Orlando Brown on the other side as well. I think he's going to be able to come in. He's going to be able to get mentored. He's going to have to get some reps here behind some of these guys and just learn, right? But at the same time, I think he could be ready right away if they need him. However, they don't need him to do that unless there's an injury. I think he's a really nice swing tackle. Great frame, could play inside if needed, but I think primarily should be attached to that outside. And Orlando Brown has done such a good job, like just helping him, mentoring him, and helping him just progress over the last couple of weeks here as OTAs and off-season workouts have ramped up. I think you got to give big credit to Orlando Brown, man. A lot of people just be like, listen, that guy's coming to take my job one day. Why in the world did I help him? Yeah, Marius Mims and Orlando Brown, man, they've begun to work. They've been, studying together. They've been really, really getting active, and you got to give a lot of credit to Orlando Brown for sure. And then there's one more guy I really want to talk about here, Myles Murphy, dude. Myles Murphy is a guy you guys need to keep your eye on out for. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson is the guy who requested a trade. I wouldn't be too surprised if they end up trading him here in the next couple of months just because of the development of Myles Murphy. I feel like he's taken a major step up from last year to already this season. You could tell he put in the work. They also have Chris Jenkins and Cam Sample as well. Joseph Asai. So I feel like they have a ton of depth alongside this edge rusher, this front four with Sam Hubbard and Cam Sample and Myles Murphy and Cedric Johnson and Joseph Asai. I feel like they have so much versatility. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Trey Hendrickson does get traded maybe before the season or during, the trade deadline. I would not be surprised at all, but Myles Murphy's a guy that they've been, slowly starting to fall in love with. I mean, slow start last year. But you could tell throughout the season last year he's been getting accustomed, slowly but steadily getting better in every single game. And I think, he might be stepping into a way bigger role this season. We're going to continue to monitor what's going on over here in Cincinnati. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Make sure you guys, join the family. It's free, doesn't cost anything. And like I said, we'll be covering the rest of OTAs for you guys. And remember, Dax Hill starting to look good at cornerback. Maybe he might just take that transition. We'll see you in the next couple weeks here. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you in the next Bengals update. Peace.